House of Dragon. That's Och. We have a different alphabet in New Zealand. It's E.
Welcome back to The Watch.
Thank you, Nathan.
You're welcome. Now what?
What are we doing? Why are we here?
We're watching a trailer.
Yes.
Reacting to one.
Watching, Who's... of Dragon.
As you fall from the corner of it. Oz can't speak.
It's a dragon, There's a dragon right there, bro. Oh, can't eat a dragon. I have to eat plankton. Got no...
You're already making you sound great, Oz.
Yeah.
People will be used to Claudia by now. But
I'm
I
not.
realised I haven't made fun of you for your name. It's a great name. But is it the female version of Claude? And it's like, we're going to name our child Claude. And oh no, it's a girl. What shall we do? Claudia. Ta-da!
Wow.
Wow.
That was...
I want to see if we can do it to other names.
That was the best joke I've ever heard in my entire life.
Can we do it to my name?
Yeah,
Shad.
your name's Shad.
What's the female version of Shad? By the way,
I didn't know Shad was a name.
Yeah, that's probably true. By the way, I think Claudia's a lovely name, by the way. But that's a common thing where there is a female, there's a masculine and feminine like suffixes put at the end of things, and so.
I know why they called you Shad.
Why?
Your original name was Chad, but when you reached age 5, they're like, nah, he doesn't deserve it. See, that's how you insult someone's name.
I clearly wasn't trying to insult her. I just find it's an interesting. We're supposed to be talking
Really?
about House
You weren't
of
trying to
Dragons.
insult her. Hey, Claudia, your name's Claudia. Is that based on
Claude.
Claude? That's a man's name. You have a man's name.
So, okay, so Shadia. Does that work?
Shady.
But Ia is also...
Chatelet.
Ia is a suffix they put at the end for countries, like America. So, is Claudia the country name of Claude?
I'm a country.
There you go.
Only I'm fat enough to be a country.
It must be German. Is it a German name?
It's...
If it was German, it'd be pronounced Claudia.
The origins are Latin, and then I think there's French, German, or Italian versions. It's just Claudia saying it differently.
Oh, there we go. There we go. I think my one is...
And the Latin definition is not very nice.
Aww. What is
now
that?
we need to know it. What is it?
Google it right now.
It just means lame.
Oh.
What, it means lame?
I'm boring.
What does that actually mean?
Well, lame
Yeah.
means retarded, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that version.
And retarded means, what does retarded mean? Like, stunted? So...
Do you need help?
Underdeveloped or held back. Yeah, it was a polite way. I actually started to use retard as the polite way because retard didn't refer to mentally disabled people. It was an actual really useful word to mean something that was restricted, undeveloped, or held back, and you could use it in multiple contexts outside of mental disability.
Yeah, and now retard, like used as an insult, is a polite way of saying idiot. Okay, you had one before, that's my one. There you go.
Okay. But sometimes it's really useful as a descriptive word, like,
Oz, you're retarded.
yes, exactly that. No context needed.
If they've watched any other video, that's all the context they need from me.
But you could say, like, if your brakes were not working right, you could say your brakes are retarded. Or the process of building this castle has become retarded through not good access to materials. Okay, that's actually our proper context of the original meaning. We're supposed to be talking about House of the Dragons.
Yeah, but, you know...
Now we're talking about retard. Well, to be fair, there is a correlation there.
There might be.
House of the Dragon is made by retards.
Well, this is the fear. Have you seen the meme of Game of Thrones and it's a drawing of a horse and it goes through seasons and each portion of the horse gets progressively worse drawn, reflecting the seasons of Game of Thrones?
No, Game of Thrones is about dragons, not horses.
That's a meme, Oz. It's an image online you could look up.
Oh, wait, explain that again.
So there's this thing called Google, and you can look at images.
No, you need to... Oz. there's an image.
Oh, right, she's talking to me. Okay.
There's a picture.
Picture.
Do you know what a picture is?
Yeah.
See this? It's a picture.
No, Shad. That's a comic book. I'm not an idiot.
Okay. So my worry is this gay, gay. I don't know.
Gay of Thrones.
Thrones.
Gay of. Oh, never mind.
Which very well could be that this new Game of Thrones prequel is going to pick up with the quality that Game of Thrones left on.
I like that one. I get that one.
Yeah.
Because the last season of Game of Thrones... You know what? It's funny. As Game of Thrones went on, it got progressively worse.
It did. And so they try to bank on the popularity of Game of Thrones when it first was made, yet there's much trepidation about the quality. Don't know. What?
What's that word mean?
Trepidation.
Oz?
No. Okay. I didn't know what the word anthology meant, right? And now all of a sudden, I'm starting to question things, okay?
What do you think it means?
Trepidation?
Trepidation.
Lack of understanding. That's what I get when I hear that word. What does it mean? Tell me.
Reluctance, nervousness, cautiousness.
Oh, okay.
What are your guys' thoughts?
I haven't seen Game of Thrones. I'm expecting this to be the same quality as the last season was because you don't. George R. Martin isn't on this at all, is he?
Like, how much was he on it in the later seasons of Game of Thrones?
Well, I actually have some backstory for that.
Okay, go.
So, he was writing this. So he wrote the books, obviously, and he's actually experienced as a episode writer for TVs, and so not for but for television as a series, right?
He just writes
Right, I'm
on
just gonna
TV.
keep going. No, I can't do. Let me pause and explain 50 minutes of thing like Shad can. Okay. So yeah, he wrote episodes for shows, and he wrote the episodes up till season 4, but going into season 5. The showrunner's like, yeah, we got to cut a ton of your storylines. And he's like, well, then I'm not going to do the thing. And they're like, okay, we can do it without you. And they couldn't do it without him. Immediate lapse in quality. Immediate.
Do you know how much input he's had on House of Dragons?
I'm pretty sure he's burnt. he hates TV shows so much now he's working on video games, okay? He's done.
So, alright then. Claudia, what do you expect from this? Are you even going to watch it?
I expect it'll be what you say it is, because I've seen none of this.
I would like to change what you said. I don't think it's going to pick up from the quality of Game of Thrones Season 8. I think it's going to pick up from the quality of Wheel of Time. Because think about what Wheel of Time did. They tried to do exactly what Game of Thrones did, except with more political correctness
And
stuff.
we're in a far more political time than
Exactly.
Game of Thrones
So
came
they're
out.
going to have, sure,
Holy
nudity,
crap.
but hideous people.
we already have seen signs of it because the Targaryens.
Yep.
There is a very strong plot point in regards to their appearance. Is
Yes.
there not?
Fair skin and blonde hair and purple eyes.
not like so blonde, almost white, and sometimes it's white, sometimes it's blonde.
Yeah. But then there's House Blackfire, who are all black. What a coincidence.
Is that in the lore? I don't know enough to say, but
They're a Targaryen bastard family, right? So one of the Targaryen kings had a bastard, right? And that bastard spawned a whole family. And so I would assume that means that Targaryen was black, apparently.
so if this is going to be bad,
If
I don't know.
this is just take away if this is going to be bad.
Well, we'll see. I don't want them to touch Duncan Egg. Don't you freaking dare touch
Who's Duncan Egg?
See that graphic novel behind you called The Hedge Knight? Would you please grab that, Oz? Old Martin has done prequel novels of Song of Ice and Fire. And one of the prequel is he hasn't finished it. There's 3 books, I think. And it's about Duncan Egg, and this is the graphic novel adaptation of The Hedge Knight. Sworn Sword, and it is one of my top favourite graphic novels. Like, the artwork is phenomenal.
Did the guy did that to your one?
The artist who did this work is Mike S. Miller, who was also the artist on the Shadow of the Conqueror graphic novel that has in limbo production because someone literally died, but now hopefully we might be getting it back on track.
But he's still with us, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
Mike is
thank
still with
goodness.
us, and the artwork he did on my graphic novel is some of the best he's ever made. It's like shockingly good.
Especially that cover page thing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll bring up one of the covers for the Shadow of the Conqueror graphic novel. One of my favourite graphic novels. And one of the reasons the story is phenomenal, like in terms of a fantasy, yet really historically inspired and has that flavour night story. It is amazing. Like, Dunk is such an awesome character. But this is based in the time period of the Targaryens. And just, not spoilers, but not spoilers. It's so cool, right? Dunk he's a hedge knight, so he doesn't have he's like a mercenary knight almost.
So he does like mowing and everything.
No, but he swears fealty to different lords. He's not tied down to a house permanently. He might, but he travels around.
Is that what
doing
hedge knight meant?
I actually don't think it's a historical term, but it's a term that Martin has used and made it feel very authentic.
Okay.
And so they go to a tournament, a jousting tournament, and there's like famous knights. Anyway, basically he ends up, and I won't give the context, so it's not a full spoiler, so you could read the story. This is actually the second one. This is the second hedge knight one. My first hedge knight one is down there.
I see it. It's right there, next to the horse.
Oh yes, this is the first hedge knight one. And it is so good. But anyway, he ends up decking a Targaryen.
Killing him?
No, just smack down. And that's like royal line, big problem, and his head is on the chop. And the arc is actually, it's so good, so good. But
wait a minute. So he actually punches or in jousting?
No, he actually punches.
Oh, okay. I was going to say in jousting. Well, what did you
Defending
expect?
a woman's honour, because he's a flippin' Chad. I love Dunk in this.
What a legend.
What a legend, right? When men could actually, rescue women and
If there's anything I hate,
and women
it's attacks
needed
on women.
protection from, I'm gonna show you anyway. Look at that! Look at that smackdown! Look at that smackdown! Bang!
Nice.
Smack!
Bam, and the just gone.
So good. Anyway, I'm divided though because I love Duncan Ed, and part of me is like, if I see Duncan Ed, I'll be like swooning. Yet if it's crap, I was like, don't you dare insult Duncan Egg.
It's going to be crap, and they're going to insult everything you love and destroy everything you love. They did it to Wheel of Time. Wheel of Time.
Thing is, I know. Why am I hoping? Abandon all hope.
No, it's coping. You're coping.
But this is the thing, right? Game of Thrones was popular because it was just like, a lot of it was like, screw modern sensibilities. This is a fantasy based on medieval world, so it's going to be hardcore. Part of me is hoping that HBO might have realised that.
Do you want me to give you the definition of hope and cope? Hope is something you do without evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cope is something you do with a tremendous amount of evidence, and you're still like, but still?
Hang on, evidence could be associated with hope. Anyway, I don't want to get metaphysical. Let's just go into... Alright, so this is the trailer. We're going to look at the trailer. I haven't seen the trailer yet.
Shad doesn't want to go on a tangent. Something's up.
Well, we've been going on lots of tangents. And you know why? My brain is dead.
As we go on a tangent right now?
My brain is dead, and I wouldn't be able to convey my thoughts clearly and satisfying.
Okay. But for the rest of this crap,
Yes,
we will.
yes.
It doesn't require a lot of brain power, this one. That's why it bought me.
Oz is my inspiration.
Most people would give up, but not us. He kept going.
What is this?
So, random Targaryen woman.
Her name is Sourpuss.
Okay. Sourpuss is...
What is this? Brief, mortal life. If not the pursuit of legacy.
So, Matt Smith. I reckon he's owning the role.
No.
You don't?
He looks weird.
Targaryens are meant to be beautiful people. You're worried about Dunkin' Egg. He looks like a melted egg.
Tell us how you really feel, Oz.
I hate that guy.
I like Matt Smith as an actor.
Yeah, he's a fine actor, but everything I've seen him do has sucked. Except for the Doctor, and I haven't seen him do
Really?
that.
What did you see him in?
I saw him in the most recent Terminator movie.
Terminator one.
Terminator
Okay.
Genesis, yeah.
Is that the only other thing I've seen him in as well?
I saw him in The Crown.
Oh yeah, I think he's in The Crown.
Where
Yeah.
he played our favourite royal.
He did a good job though.
He's in Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies.
I have not seen that one.
He plays a really good cousin dude.
Is
I don't
that
remember
any
his
good?
name.
We might need to do a review. I actually like.
Oh
Pride and
my
Prejudice.
I like that
goodness!
movie.
You
That
like
was,
it?
remember the other day, you paused out... Okay, no tangents, Oz. We paused recording so he could read from Pride and Prejudice. Like, he read it once, and then he closed it and put it back and like, yeah, I love this line. Did the line again. It's like, it's just a great line. Did the line again. I cut all of that, because what the hell? The video was already 2.5 hours long.
Because he cut it, I better grab it out.
So what's the cousin's name?
It is a universal truth that no one wants to hear the line.
What's the cousin's name who wants to marry Elizabeth, but... Oh no, who wants to marry the oldest one, but he can't because she's
Oh,
betrothed?
hang on. There's Bingley. There's
I know
it's
why
not
I
Bingley or
like this guy.
Bennett. Oh no, Bennett's the last family name. Oh, Mr.
Is he Iranian?
Hole.
The dragon? Who's the Randall Thorpe?
Anyway, he's really comical. He does it really well.
So he plays a... Okay.
He plays a comical character.
Who would have thought a character named Dirkigber would be a comical character?
Darcy, Bingley. It's, I know that those are the main
Look,
ones.
it's not the best.
This is really important. It's really important. I need to know his name now.
We don't want to go on any tangents, Oz.
Just let them think. Otherwise,
He's the husband's cousin.
After all these years, you
Right.
shush me.
Mr. Collins.
Mr. Collins. He plays a very comical Mr. Collins.
Pride and Prejudice is one of the greatest stories ever written. It is phenomenal.
Why don't you read some for us, Shad?
It is a truth universal. More upper class.
I'm just going to get a rope. Be right back.
It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of good fortune must be in want of a wife. However, little known the feelings or views of such a man may be on his first entering a neighbourhood. This truth is so well fixed in the minds of the surrounding families that he is considered as the rightful property of some one or other of their daughters.
What if he doesn't have good fortune?
Then that doesn't apply.
Alone forever, Oz.
Thing is, though, look, I'll stop.
Thank you!
So about Pride and Prejudice Zombies,
Yeah.
we might need to review it.
You might not like Mr. Darcy. He's not the traditional Mr. Darcy.
More like Mr. Douchey.
See, I am not as opposed at such an outrageous adaptation when so many other true adaptations have been made. It's when there's like this is the first, like Wheel of Time, right?
Yeah.
That was supposed to be the proper adaptation. And we got... I'm betting Pride and Prejudice Zombies is better than Wheel of Time adaptation.
Yes.
Because holy crap.
Has Charles Dance in it?
Who's he?
He's in Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Yeah. He's
I
also in Game of Thrones, which is what this video is supposed to be about.
Okay, so
And there's zombies in this too.
back to... you don't think he's pretty? That was a bit mean.
No.
I
He
think
can be.
he just doesn't look good with the hair color.
Yeah.
I think it's the hair.
And the style,
It doesn't
the hairstyle.
complement his face very
All right,
He
well-
looks like Geralt.
I must be retarded then, okay? My bar is not as high. I don't care. Well, I not necessarily concede. I'm acknowledging that my perception must be different or skewed or just wrong.
You didn't concede, you just admitted you're retarded.
Yeah.
Big difference.
I thought that was a better concession. We should all admit we're a little retarded now and then.
That's my line. Oh, okay. So that's when the Targaryens meet with the Andals.
Interesting. So the pauldrons, passable, but his breastplate, that
And
is
his
some
helmet.
knock-off Lord of the Rings elven crap. It's
What
like,
about his helmet?
his helmet's a bit janky. I'm not a fan of it.
And he's got nothing covering his
Overall,
neck.
I don't like the armor.
Nothing for the neck too.
Don't like the armor. Just in case you didn't know, it's a HBO original series. So is that... No, that's King's Landing.
I'm Rickon Stark.
I call it Valarian.
One of these things is not like the other.
Ormond Baratheon.
So where in the prequel is that the Mad King? Like,
No, this looks like it's taken place just after the conquest, because that's probably the
oh
Thousand
yeah,
Blades.
they're swearing fealty.
Yeah, the Thousand Blades.
Oh well, this would be before Dunk and Egg then. Is this the establishment of the Targaryen dynasty?
Maybe. That's probably Aegon Targaryen.
Interesting. No, hang on. If that's
Aegon he's aged on in this one.
no, Aegon is Egg of Dunk and Egg.
No. Okay, so let me explain. Okay, Shad, I've got to give you some brief Game of Thrones history lore. Okay, so the first men, who were basically the Neanderthals of this world, lived there first. Then fantasy Romans, the Andals, came along and conquered it, right? And then fantasy migrants came along and conquered Britain. That's the Targaryens with dragons. And then they established a dynasty. And the guy who conquered it with his 3 wife sisters, he married his 3 sisters. His name was Aegon, and Aegon is a name that's given to a lot of Targaryen kings.
Okay, he must be named after him, because see this little guy there? It's a big arc in this story, is that this poor hedge knight ends up having one of the heirs to the royal throne be his squire, and how that happens is part of the story.
Let me guess, it's because he punches the other one?
No, actually.
Oh, okay. But also, Jon Snow was named Aegon. So it's just a thing.
Okay. Yeah. So because there's not in the Hedge Knight, but Martin has written the whole history, and so there's this big history and stuff. And this Aegon becomes a really fair king, right? But he makes certain, like, this is not in the head, so it's not a spoiler because this is actually just Game of Thrones prequel stuff, because this arc happens after the Hedge Knight arc. But Dunk actually is mentioned in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, by Maester Aemon.
So So Duncan is mentioned. I think he becomes one of the royal leaders of the King's Guard, or something, like one of the heads of the King's Guard. You know, those that was wearing the goldy-looking armor in Game of Thrones, and so they mentioned Sir Duncan a couple of times.
But Maester Aemon mentioned Egg.
Yeah, like I think he was
as he died.
Great, yeah, and I think that was this Aegon or something. But yeah, he didn't do right political marriages with his children, this Aegon, which actually leads to some of the fraction, which leads to the fall of the House of Targaryen.
The only one that had it right in that entire bloody universe was Tywin Lannister. He was right about everything. And if everyone followed his advice exactly, nothing bad would have ever happened, and we all would be happy right now.
But he was such a mean father.
You got to be sometimes. Sometimes a man has to be a tyrant. Sometimes.
No.
Sometimes he does.
No, I disagree.
Okay.
Okay.
Promise to be faithful to King Viserys and to his named heir,
Princess Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra Targaryen.
I'm not getting much. Just, okay, I recognize some names.
Men would sooner put the realm to the torch.
And Shad, if you disagree that sometimes a man has to be a tyrant, the next time I get to go do drones too.
A true tyrant, not just...
Never let go.
I'll never let go, Jack.
Suck it up, you baby.
Oh, now the tone changes. But at the same time, I said sometimes a man has to be a tyrant,
See,
so...
that's not being tyrannical. That's like the left's version of tyrannical. Yeah. Oh, you're being mean to me by not using my right name.
But if I'm going to call out hypocrisy, I should probably start with myself.
Yeah.
And accept the tyranny. Anyway. But also, wait, can you take it? You can't see a bloody thing in this whole thing!
I know, it's pretty...
To the torch.
That's the whole medieval feel now. If it's in a medieval adaptation setting, it's like...
That's not why they called
shaky cam.
Muted.
That's not why they called it the Dark Ages.
The Green Knight is bright.
Is it?
Yeah.
And see a woman ascend the Iron Throne.
That felt a bit politically driven.
Yeah, but not, a few years ago when it was Khaleesi. That was fine. And I'm not kidding, I'm not being funny, I'm being serious.
Well, that's the problem. Even if there's no actual, politicization that this is justified in the story, the world has gotten so crap from all the over-politicization, even normal things which could have been justified feels political.
Also, this Targaryen lady, she seems like she's got a lot more of the Targaryen gene than Khaleesi did, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't.
By Targaryen gene, I mean fetal alcohol syndrome. Because the Targaryens...
They're inbreeders.
Inbreeders, and what happens when you do that is you get deformities. You know, what's it called? The Charleston Chew?
So, I don't see a deformity.
Okay, you're not looking hard enough.
No, I'm not. Where?
You're looking in the wrong direction.
And this is where we knew Claudia would have a place.
When no one's looking, I'm going to slap you.
And they'll all believe me.
No, I'll do Johnny Depp. I'll go Johnny Depp. I have video footage of her being mean.
Is that's the table, guys? Remember the table?
I can't see
That is a
anything.
table.
That's the table from, because they're in like the this is where Baratheon, what's his name, Baratheon?
You don't know Stannis the Manus
Stannis Baratheon
Baratheon?
was hanging out because that's their Dragonstone Keep Castle.
That's another guy they should have listened to. Stannis. He was right about everything
No,
too.
he's irredeemable for me.
Why? Oh yeah, in the show he is, but in the book...
Did he do that in the book?
In the book, he gets a bunch of his knights and says, if anything happens to me, do everything you can to get my daughter on the throne. He makes it abundantly clear that nothing has
Really?
happened to his daughter ever.
Oh, that would have
Yeah.
pissed me off if I was like familiar with the books. Because when that happened in the show, I was like, all right,
And
hang
it-
this guy by his entrails.
Yeah, and in the show, in the book, they don't kill the King of the Wildlings. They don't kill him.
Who was that again? I can't remember.
Mance Raider.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway.
It's all going over my head.
Same.
Do we want to get spoilers for Game of Thrones? It's pretty far.
It's far enough, yeah.
I don't care
You
about
probably-
I don't
spoilers.
spoil
and if you're gonna listen to this and then go watch it, you probably won't remember who Stannis Baratheon is by the time he comes up anyway. But he
The showrunners didn't remember who Stannis Baratheon was.
they don't remember a lot. They didn't remember so much they even made Khaleesi not just forget about something really important. The Iron Fleet.
Oh yeah, true.
They just forgot about it.
Yeah.
What? Is that Harrenhal?
Might be.
It might be Harrenhal, because Harrenhal is just supposed to be epically big, but it's looking like it's already a ruin.
Well, yeah, no.
Well,
it
actually,
was.
no, because they turned Harrenhal into a ruin with their dragons and their conquests.
On the first conquest of Aegon's
okay,
conquest.
okay.
Yeah, because he refused to bow.
So then that could be part of the ruin of Harrenhal, and that looks epic. That's cool.
I preferred it in the show.
They didn't have the budget to show Harrenhal, and they just like.
But it still
Harrenhal
works.
was supposed to be so insanely big, and they're always hanging out in this dinky little part of it.
No, you got to rewatch it. They didn't. They had like far away shots of it.
Yeah,
but they never.
The whole camp they have in Harrenhal is just in this little small thing in this small.
Yeah,
room.
but they did a better job with it because they had less resources.
Look, they did great with the resources they had, yeah. But it didn't. Like Harrenhal is so big, you never got the true size and majesty. Apart from the line that Tywin actually says about Harrenhal, you know how many hearths it has.
35 halves. Can you imagine?
Yeah, but then we don't see it in the show. So.
We play.
You wanted them to
we
count
game.
them out. Here's number
Look,
one.
I like castles, okay,
Here's
Oz?
number 2.
Stop trying to shame me
Here's
that I
number
didn't get to
3.
see such an awesome castle.
Number 4 was destroyed, but here's number 5.
So,
That's a Hogwarts feast.
don't know where that is. Is that? Oh no, that's probably
Hogwarts is where they have the Hogwarts feast.
Dragon Egg. You remember Dragon Eggs?
You have the
Do you want to
determination
pause? I don't
to
know.
admit.
Why am I pausing? Do you guys want to pause and say stuff?
You want to do it frame by frame.
I
you know?
do.
It looks pretty.
Looks too dark.
Yeah, way too dark.
Oh, hey, you say that on that shot?
Yeah, I can't. Who's there? I
Yeah,
can't see
I can't
anyone.
even see.
I see your eyes floating.
It looks better
Oh
with
man,
shorter
I just had a
hair.
really bad joke thought.
So, yeah,
Oh look, they got dancing, great.
dancing. It's very out of context clips.
They did it. It's the same thing as The Witcher, man.
Yeah,
Remember
we're
The
not
Witcher
getting
trailer?
much from this at all. It's just scenes, things, punching, blood, standing, sword drawer, stab.
History does not remember blood. It remembers names.
That's not true at all. Everyone was World War II, but name any of the people who fought in it.
So, let's finish it off. We're basically at the end, and it's just going to be a slow thing. Look, we'll have to wait for the show to come out. The trailer did not impress me, honestly.
It's... Everything's in a fallen state, man. Everything. We used to get, like, Lord of the Rings trailers. They'd be like, yes, we must get the ring to Mordor. And probably, you know, had a lot of that. I don't remember. It was years ago. But I probably wasn't even alive when those trailers came out. But, you know...
This felt very much... You remember Game of Thrones, right? Here's Game of Thrones. Like, it's trying to sail off the success of the last series and not its own merit.
I don't know what it's about. Just watching that.
So... Dragons.
A House of Dragons.
Yeah. I don't know how they all
didn't see
fit
But I only
there.
saw one
I
dragon.
only saw one dragon.
Yeah.
No, it's House of Dragon.
Goddess.
Yeah.
You can read.
Let us
Damn it, I was trying to hide that secret.
let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you looking forward to House of Dragons or not? I'm a bit underwhelmed. I don't know.
I'm just going to have fun making fun of it.
Well, could it, like... Look, I cannot invest any hope in anything nowadays because there's just been so much crap, and I've been burnt quite severely.
You started this bit, oh, could it be good?
I needed to do it, but now I've gone through it, and like it has to. They're in the position where these will not win me over. I will not be excited for it. If it's good, I'll have to wait for it to the whole season basically to come out, and then we'll see. Because even if it starts interestingly enough, like Moon Knight did. They can fail at the finish line in a big way still, and so we'll see. We'll see. Any other thoughts you guys want to share?
No.
For me, basically, now anything mainstream, I wait until the whole season's out. Either you force us to watch it, or I hear good reviews from someone that I trust. Otherwise, every other TV show and stuff, I don't watch any of the common mainstream things on HBO or Disney because they just do the same boring thing that is... It's a waste of time to watch some of this stuff.
Yeah, HBO has gone mega woke in some aspects. Look at what they did with The Boys.
That's
Well, that's Amazon, I think.
Was that Amazon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What has HBO done then? Maybe
Game of Thrones.
What else have they done? Maybe am I mistargeting? Like I'm just getting. They all blend
They're
into
doing the
same
new
thing,
Last
don't
of Us. That's all I know.
Yep, Pedro Pascal as, what's his name? Joel?
Yeah, Joel.
I was about to say Joe.
Joel.
they? Well, anyway, thank you for watching, everyone. We appreciate it. And
I don't know why you do it.
And until next time, stay watchful.